Hello and welcome to another beginner Hallo lesson with Victoria. You can follow me on the Hallo app at Victoria36. I love teaching English, and so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to read this passage. It's mostly just a bunch of sentences, so I'll read a sentence and then kind of pause. You can read the sentence out loud for yourself, and we'll just go through this slide as well as the next slide. And yeah, we're going to read about a day at the park. It's a beautiful day. Joe walks to the park. Joe walks around the lake. He sees boats in the lake. He throws rocks into the lake. Joe sits in the shade under a tree. He wants to relax. He reads a book. It's time for dinner. Joe walks home. Okay, hopefully I spaced that out enough that you guys could say the sentence after I said the sentence. And now I'm going to read it at normal speed for myself so you can kind of get a sense of the flow of how a native speaker would read this. It's a beautiful day. Joe walks to the park. Joe walks around the lake. He sees boats in the lake. He throws rocks into the lake. Joe sits in the shade under a tree. He wants to relax. He reads a book. It's time for dinner. Joe walks home. So there you go. So you can pause the video, read, and then unpause it, and then pause it again here, and just practice reading this to your friend, to your dog, to anyone that will listen to you. If you want to read it out loud to me on Hallo, just let me know, and you can practice there. So now we're going to move on to some grammar. This is maybe a more difficult thing to understand, but it's not very hard to use. I think this right here is kind of difficult, but I'll break it down, and then once you start getting into examples, I think you'll understand. And it's super important. Indefinite articles and definite articles, all articles are so important for the way we speak in English in terms of grammar. So the words a, an, and the are special adjectives called articles. A and an are indefinite articles. Indefinite articles are used before singular nouns that are not specified. You cannot use a or an before plural nouns. So all that means, a singular noun is a single thing, right? That's where we get the word singular. So one thing, and not specified, it can't be a proper noun. To give you an example, right, it would be incorrect to say a New York, a Los Angeles, a London. That makes no sense. And so that's what we're saying. It can't be a proper or a specific specified noun. You also can't use a or an with plural nouns. You can't say a cats, a dogs, and unicorns. Things like that, they just don't make sense. And again, that kind of comes though more just for familiarity. I think as you listen to native speakers, you will just hear a's and ands as well as thes, and you'll realize that we just use them. Articles aren't even something that we necessarily have to learn as native speakers. We don't study this in school. No one taught us these. They're just such a part of the language that it just comes as we listen and learn languages as little kids. So, but here's some examples. A is used before nouns that start with consonants. So any letter that's not a vowel, and the vowels are listed here. So most words are able to be combined. Most nouns you can use a, like a car, a business, a boy, a girl, a job, right? And you hear this all the time, I'm sure. And, on the other hand, is used before nouns that start with vowels, which again are A, E, I, O, or U, sometimes Y, or this silent H sound, and we have some examples of all these, and egg, and animal, and apple, and ice cream cone, and hour, and honor. It's an honor to be teaching you English here on YouTube, right? Things like that. And that's because the H, you don't really hear the sound. It has to do with wanting to break up the vowel sound from that vowel sound, right? And honor. A honor would be weird to say, a honor, a hour, an hour. So just try and listen, and as you hear other people say this, mimic, copy what they're saying, and you'll get the hang of those indefinite articles, a and an. And then to go along with this, obviously, we should just talk about the other article, which is the, and it's a definite article. Definite articles are used to refer to specific nouns. It can be used with singular, plural, countable, non-countable, all the nouns. And it doesn't matter if it starts with a consonant or starts with a vowel. Basically, anything can have a the in front of it. So, some examples of using the apples are on the tree. The hour before bedtime. Dinner's on the table. The meat is cold. The smell filled the air. So again, just practice these, use these examples, try and think of some of your own examples, and yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments or on Hallo, and I will try and help you out. So now we're going to talk about the phrase I'm. I'm is a contraction. If you haven't heard of what a contraction is, it's basically one word made out of two words. And we use these all the time in English because as native speakers, we are very, very lazy. So instead of saying I am, we just say I'm. So there you go. By adding a verb to I'm, it lets you express that you are doing an action. Verbs are action words usually. So I'm eating lunch. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm driving to work. I'm crying. I'm cooking dinner. All of these, there's so many examples here. I'm not going to read them all because I really think you guys will get it. But go through each of these, read them for yourself, and then try and think of some of your own and use these the next time you have a conversation with someone in English. I'm learning, I'm dancing, I'm sad, whatever it is. Right now, I'm staying at home because of coronavirus, or I'm taking classes online. I'm working out. Whatever it is that you're doing, use I'm. Okay, so now I'm going to read this conversation. I'm going to be both Alex and Nick. If you want to practice this for yourself, go find a friend or make a new friend on Hallo. You can use Instamatch, right, and with a friend. Tell them about this video. And pull it up together and then practice. Someone be Alex, someone be Nick, and then read the conversation as if you were that person and then switch roles and do it again. And that's going to be like top-notch practice. Going to be so good, guys. So really encourage you to do that. But here's me reading the conversation. I had lunch with Susan today. Isn't she your ex-girlfriend? Yeah, we ran into each other at the movies. She moved back into town? Yeah, she moved back at the end of last month. Do you think you'll keep seeing her? And notice, I say you'll instead of you will, because I contracted that just because it sounded more natural to me. Do you think you will keep seeing her? Do you think you'll keep seeing her? I think so. I asked her on a date for tomorrow. What did she say? You could also say, what did she say? Yes, we have so much to talk about. Can you ask Susan if she keeps in touch with Carla, my ex-girlfriend? So ask yourself also, as I read this conversation, do you understand what's going on? How much are you comprehending? Did you understand that Nick is asking Alex about why he had lunch with Susan? Because those two, so Alex and Susan used to date. but they broke off their relationship. They weren't dating anymore, so Nick is confused. And Nick thought she had moved away, but she came back, so Susan's now back in town since the end of last month. Nick asks if Alex is going to keep going on dates with Susan, and Alex says yes, that they're going to go on a date the next day. And then did you understand this last line? Nick's like, can you ask Susan if she keeps in touch with Carla, my ex-girlfriend? It's almost a joke. He's kind of teasing. He's like, well, like, you're getting back with your former girlfriend. Can you help me get back with my former girlfriend? Kind of thing. So hopefully you understood all of that. Practice, 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 guys. And last thing we're going to talk about today is this topic, which is greetings. So just giving you a chance to practice different ways you could begin to talk to someone, right? And so here we go. I'll read these examples. Hey, John, how have you been? Hi, Robert, how are you? Hi, Sarah, what have you been up to? Richard, it's been a long time. How are you, man? Hello, Nicole. Thank you for inviting me to this event. How's everything going? I want to comment here. So hey is a little less formal than hi, and hi is also less formal than hello, like the most proper way if you're talking to like a boss or something. I would probably say hello. Hey is used with friends though. How have you been is a great way if you haven't seen someone for a long time. How are you is kind of just a general, like, don't necessarily expect them to respond with a long, like, answer. They're just going to say, like, I'm fine, I'm good. It's usually, like, a short kind of thing. Whereas, what have you been up to? I like asking this question just because then it prompts the person to respond like they have to tell you more about their life, and I just think that's more interesting. Like, instead of just saying, I'm fine, they'll be like, oh, I'm doing great, and my son is now playing soccer at the local park with a little neighborhood team, and my best friend just got engaged and is getting married this summer in Peru, and, whatever, and they'll actually tell you a story, so I think that's a great one. This one here, the how are you, man, I would never say this personally just because I'm female. I know, it just feels more like it's like a brotherly type thing to say, like someone that's between two guys. How are you, man? How are you, my brother? Stuff like that. So if you hear that, I think that's kind of more of a manly phrase. And then this one is great, obviously, if you've been invited to an event like a party or a dinner, to thank them for inviting you, asking how everything is going. That's a great one. And here's an example of greetings over the phone. So, hello, this is Rachel. Hey, Rachel, it's Louisa. How have you been? Right, so pretty standard. Hello, hey, obviously they're friends. Or this one, hey, Louisa, really good. How about yourself? Really good as well, thank you. Hey, I wanted to tell you about this guy I met yesterday. And then again, then she launches into a story. Obviously, that's why friends decided to call, was to catch up and just to talk. So, again, hello, you can call people, you can make new friends. Go and practice these with other people that are around the same level of English speaking as you. And that's all I have today for this lesson. Thank you so much for being here on YouTube with me. Make sure to subscribe so you get notified about when new videos come out like this. If you comment, I try really hard to. I definitely read all the comments and I try to respond if you guys ask questions or anything. But yeah, until next time, bye!